wake up, you get dressed, you go to work, you earn your salary. You think that's what matters, right? Your income, the number on your paycheck, but then something strange happens. You try to buy a car, you try to rent an apartment, you even apply for a phone plan, and suddenly no one cares how much you earn. They only care about one mysterious number, your credit score. It's like a secret grade that decides how trustworthy you are, not as a person, but as a borrower. And here's the twist most schools never told you. That number can shape your life more than your salary ever will. Chapter 1, the number that follows you everywhere. Imagine a shadow that walks beside you. You can't see it, you can't touch it, but everywhere you go, banks, landlords, car dealers, they see it before they see you. That's your credit score. It's a 3-digit number, usually between 300 and 850, but behind that small number is your financial identity. It tells lenders how likely you are to pay back borrowed money. Pay your bills on time, your score goes up. Miss a few, it goes down. Borrow too much, it drops. Manage credit wisely, it climbs higher. Simple rules, but massive impact. Because while your salary shows what you earn, your credit score shows how you behave with money. Chapter 2, the hidden power of a number. Let's say 2 people walk into a bank. Both earn $5,000 a month. Both want to buy the same $25,000 car. The first has a credit score of 780, the second 580. The banker smiles at the first one. Low interest rate, easy approval. Then looks at the second, higher risk, higher interest, maybe even rejection. Same salary, different credit score, totally different outcome. Over the years, that difference could mean paying thousands more for the same car. That's the quiet power of credit. It doesn't care about your income, it cares about your reputation. Chapter 3, the silent judge. Your credit score is like a silent judge that doesn't sleep. It watches everything. How much debt you have, how often you pay on time, how long you've had credit, even how often you apply for new loans. Every small decision leaves a mark. It's not emotional, it doesn't know your story. You could have lost your job, faced medical bills, or helped family. The system doesn't care why you missed a payment, it just records that you did. And that's why it's powerful and scary, because it decides how much trust you get in a world built entirely on trust. Chapter 4, the real world test. Here's where it hits real life. You find the perfect apartment, the rent fits your budget. You're ready to move in. The landlord looks at your credit report and suddenly you're not qualified. It doesn't matter that your salary's high. It doesn't matter that you're honest, hardworking, or kind. To the system, your credit score says more about you than your personality. In the modern economy, it's not just a number. It's your financial passport. Chapter 5, the difference between salary and credit. Let's break it down simply. Your salary is what you earn. Your credit score is what you can access. A high salary gives you income. A high credit score gives you leverage. You can have a 6-figure paycheck but still struggle to get a loan, while someone with half your income gets approved instantly. In short, salary opens the door, credit keeps it open. Chapter 6, the math behind the mystery. Most credit systems like FICO or VantageScore work on a formula. 35% payment history. Do you pay on time? 30% credit utilization. How much of your limit do you use? 15% length of credit history. How long have you had credit? 10% new credit. How many times do you apply? 10% credit mix, credit cards, loans, etc. You don't need to memorize this. But here's the main idea. The system rewards consistency, patience, and responsibility. It's not about being rich, it's about being reliable. That's why someone earning $3,000 a month with perfect payments can have a higher score than someone earning $10,000 with bad habits. Chapter 7, how a bad score can cost you thousands. Let's take a look at how this affects your wallet. 2 friends buy the same house, $300,000. Friend A has great credit and gets a 4% mortgage rate. Friend B has poor credit and gets a 6% rate. That 2% difference doesn't sound huge. But over 30 years, friend B pays $115,000 more, same house, same life. But their score silently drains their future. It's like paying a penalty for not understanding the system. Chapter 8, the system nobody taught us. Think about this. You spent years in school learning about geometry, grammar, and volcanoes. But no one ever taught you how credit works. You were never told how interest rates could shape your future. You weren't warned how missing one payment could haunt you for years. It's like being thrown into a financial game without knowing the rules. And the people who do know, they play it like pros. Because once you understand how credit works, you can use it instead of being used by it. Chapter 9, the wealthy play it differently. Here's something schools never say out loud. Rich people don't just make money. They use credit to make more money. They borrow to invest in properties, businesses, assets. They build a strong credit profile, not because they need loans, but because good credit gives them leverage. They understand one truth. It's not about having money. It's about controlling money. And a good credit score gives you that control. Chapter 10, how credit becomes freedom. Let's imagine 2 parts. One person works hard, earns a big salary, but never builds credit. Every time they want to buy something, they pay full price upfront. Another person earns less, but uses credit smartly. They buy with 0% interest offers. 10 years later, the first person has worked harder but saved less. The second has worked smarter and owns more, because credit multiplies money when used wisely. That's why it's not just about how much you earn, it's about how much you can move. Chapter 11, the modern currency of trust. We live in a world built on credit, literally meaning belief. When you swipe your card or take a loan, the bank doesn't give you money it already has for you. It gives you money because it believes you'll pay it back. That's what your credit score measures, belief. And in this economy, belief is currency. It's what lets you drive a car before owning it, live in a house before paying it off, start a business before making profit. Your salary may tell others what you earn, but your credit score tells them what you're worth trusting for. Chapter 12, the hidden dangers of ignorance. Now, here's where people fall. A few late payments, a maxed out credit card, ignoring bills for a while, and suddenly that 3-digit number starts to collapse. Once it drops, everything becomes harder. Your car insurance costs more. Your apartment options shrink. Your job applications may even get rejected because some employers check credit reports before hiring. In the eyes of the system, a low score equals risk, and risk is expensive. Chapter 13, how to build credit the smart way. Here's the good news. Credit isn't permanent, it's earned back, and the path is simple even if it's slow. Pay on time, always. Even one missed payment hurts. Keep balances low. Use less than 30% of your credit limit. Don't open too many cards. Each new one lowers your average age. Be patient. Time strengthens your history. Building credit is like building trust. It doesn't happen overnight, but once it's there, doors start opening. Chapter 14, the big realization. Here's the truth. Nobody says out loud. The modern world runs on credit. Banks, landlords, car companies, they all run algorithms that decide who to trust. And your salary is not part of that algorithm, because your salary can disappear overnight. But your credit behavior, that shows who you are when no one's watching. That's what the system rewards. And that's why your credit score quietly shapes more of your life than your paycheck ever will. The payoff. At the end of the day, your credit score is not about numbers. It's about access. It's the difference between you can't and you can, between apply again later and approved today. It's your reputation stored in digits, your story written in payments, your future hidden behind 3 numbers, and that's why it matters more than your salary. Because when your salary stops working for you, your credit keeps opening doors.